Students in automotive engineering, they are expected to learn about automotive electronic, which is focusing on the wiring harness, or I would say wiring design, which kind of gauge, or even the color. Also, the color of the wires is not going to really impact the functionality of the wires, but still in American standard and European standard, there are some different standard for wiring. That doesn't mean that standard has like technical impact on the functionality of the electrical system, but simply they have some agreement. For example, what kind of color is supposed to be used for ground, what kind of color is supposed to use to before actual voltage source, and so on. And of course, in addition to the color, which we are going to discuss it today, we are more focused. This one has technical impact on the gauge of the wires. Therefore, engineers must have the skill and ability to be able to calculate the right gauge. So you have to go through some calculation, or you have to go to look at the table and just maybe pick the approximate gauge for the wire. Therefore, for wiring electrical system, you have to have that great understanding of what would be the gauge. When we are talking about the gauge, simply means we are talking about the thickness of that certain wire that we are going to use inside the system. Either it's supposed to connect different components inside the electrical system together, or it is going to connect the main electrical source or voltage source to that electrical schematic. Therefore, we have to pay attention. We have to do some calculation if needed in order to make sure we are going to send enough power from the source to the component. Because if we, for example, we use maybe a thinner wire in order to transfer like a bigger rate of voltage, we may not be able to do so, and we are gonna lose the connection for the system. So that's why it is super important to make sure all engineers have, regardless of what is, as I said, your focus. Is it like automation? Is it automotive? Is it even in mechanical engineering? Many of the systems still they have to have some understanding of the electrical system. Therefore, even in there, it might be really useful. Later, we will start looking at the energy storage and